Greetings, my name is Sumitiper and welcome to ACERVO Season 3, Episode 10, Ocean of Lights. Wonder and curiosity have always been characteristics of the townsfolk. Unlike its neighbors, the city is creative, colorful and full of life. Each and every citizen is commendable, healthy and lively. A wonderful city and its amazing people, though it was, as it is no more. Oftentimes, disgrace comes to those who deserve it the least. Is someone or something really deserving of misfortune? That is a philosophical discussion better had by others. The annual Seaside Fest was a highlight. Tents, bars and shops became filled with music. The people sang, drank and celebrated. A great night of joy. A lot of people from other places visited the town to enjoy the atmosphere. The fest happened yearly during winter break. The town was never too cold and never too warm. The climate was perfect, as all things seemed to be. During an unusual decade, the town registered storms and strong winds, screeching hot summers and awfully cold winters. There was always some anomaly in the weather, be it too much rain or too little rain, too much sun or too little sun. This constant uncertainty made the townsfolk uneasy. Despite some difficulties, the town's spirit was still alive and well. They knew how to celebrate even if the weather refused to cooperate with them. Color and music had way more attention than the climate. In one particularly difficult year, the skies rained with fury. They were angry and mad at someone or something, and the town was made to be the target of that anger. The people's spirits still remain, but for a lot of them, the self-preservation instinct drove them away. The last fest was still celebrated, even if by a wary populace, and the tight-knit community felt the strongest it had ever been. Nothing had managed to destroy these people so far. That was until the day of the flood. There had been a constant daily rain for over 2 months, sometimes stronger and other times weaker, but never stopping. Several houses were destroyed and sinkholes began to appear. The people grew fearful until it happened, the flood. The sea so dearly celebrated each year had turned against the city. Many managed to escape, but countless others perished. The sea stayed there for a while and made itself comfortable. 7 meters of water, drowning the city. What couldn't be destroyed by the ocean was wrecked by the landslides from the nearby hills. The city was gone, way beyond reconstruction. The ground was unsafe for buildings, and administrative decisions led to the town's area being designated as unsafe land. No more constructions to be had, no more fests and celebrations. The spirit was broken. The majority of the survivors had relocated to neighboring towns. Some of them moved far away. They still had the bright colors inside their hearts, but the outside society ordered these colors to be extinguished. The environment of other towns was very different and very cold. People never complimented, smiled, or, God forbid, danced. There was still a slight flame on the hearts of the masses. They continued to mourn the loss of life and celebrated the lives of those who are no longer here. On the day which would have been the fest, a dozen people gathered on the sides of the roads and gazed onto the ruins. There was a striking silence that was caused by a miraculous sight. An ever-spreading, seemingly infinite ocean of lights, the lights of the town, the lights of the fest, and the lights of the hearts of the people. The crowd stayed silent and watched intently. As much as the city may have been gone, its memory remained. Its soul, now spread across countless people in different places, still existed and shaped the sea and those who watched it. The light show didn't last forever. From 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., a minute after the last of the lights dimmed away, a loud roar of celebration was had from the onlookers. They smiled, cheered, and cried. The spirit of the town was very much still alive, and the spirit of the town lay in them and their descendants, so long as they maintained their traditions of color, music, dance, and celebration alive. When there was joy in the hearts of the displaced, in that moment they felt less alone in the world. Precisely in that exact day, during that time period each year, the lights of the town lit up the ocean. The fest was now a celebration of all the things the town and its people stood for: health, diversity, and happiness, just to say a few. As sad as losing everything was, there were still things that no weather could destroy. The people were motivated to change the dullness of the places in which they now resided. Sure, a perfect recreation of what was destroyed is impossible, but passing down the stories and traditions of joy were not. The cities began to celebrate yearly a fest for happiness, a fest on the day before the Old Town's fest. Many enjoyed these celebrations, and the atmosphere was oddly familiar for those who knew it, and refreshing for those who didn't. Music, color, and dances filled the street of places where there had never been any enjoyment. The cities were more like the town, and each person brought something to be celebrated by the collective. Away from the brutal isolation and from being unaware of the things in your surroundings, in a way, the disaster began to shape things, celebrations, dresses, and attitudes, and throughout all of this, the people descended from the old town still went to the coast in ruins. After leaving the loud celebrations of their new homes, they went back to gaze upon the memories of celebrations in their old home. The amazing beauty and soul of this ocean of lights. The town lived not only in the people who survived its downfall, but now it also lives in all of the people who learned to welcome colors, happiness, music, and celebrations into their lives. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Sumitiper, and thank you so much for watching.